I was born into a Jewish family, and my father's side was deeply orthodox. I grew up watching them daven every morning and evening, watching their complete devotion to God with everything they had. There was something so beautiful about the way they bowed their heads, the way the ancient Hebrew words filled our home, the way their faith seemed to wrap around them like a warm blanket. I loved that about them. I truly, deeply loved it. But even as a small child, there was something stirring inside me, something quiet but persistent, something that didn't have a name yet but felt like a calling. My heart was crying out for something deeper, something more. I felt this longing inside me that I couldn't explain to anyone, not even to myself. It was like a hunger that no meal could satisfy, like a thirst that no water could quench. I knew somehow that I had to search. As I grew older, that longing grew with me, becoming stronger and more urgent. So I began my spiritual journey. First, I went into Kabbalah for a while, exploring the mystical side of my own Jewish tradition. I spent months studying the ancient texts, learning about the tree of life, about the hidden meanings behind every letter and number. There were beautiful, profound teachings there. I found wisdom that touched my soul. But still, even in those moments of revelation, something was missing. My heart kept whispering, "This is beautiful, but keep searching. There's more waiting for you." Then I turned to Hinduism. I learned how to pray in completely new ways, how to meditate for hours, how to sit in perfect silence and reach toward the divine. I studied the Vedas, practiced yoga, learned about chakras and the flow of energy through the body. Through this path, I was introduced to Jesus, to Prophet Isa. Peace and blessings be upon him. I found real peace in those moments of deep meditation, genuine tranquility. But even then, sitting in that stillness, my soul knew this wasn't the end of my journey. I was still searching for that complete connection to God, though I didn't yet know his true name was Allah. Then everything changed. Everything. I found it through a Sufi master from Jerusalem. I don't know how else to explain it except to say that it felt like Allah himself placed this man in my path at exactly the right moment. Through him, I began to learn about the deeper meaning of who Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, truly was. And something cracked wide open inside my heart. You see, growing up Jewish, we didn't really talk about Muhammad very much. He wasn't part of my world, wasn't part of my understanding. And when I was studying Hinduism, I had learned about Jesus as a spiritual figure, a man of God. But Muhammad, I had never truly been introduced to him, never learned about his character, his message, his profound connection to the same God I had been seeking my entire life. And when I was introduced to him, when I learned about his mercy, his wisdom, his perfect example of how to live and love and surrender to Allah, everything clicked into place. It was like holding a puzzle for years and years, turning the pieces over and over in your hands, trying to make sense of the picture, and suddenly finding that one missing piece that makes everything clear. That was what learning about the Prophet felt like. That was what Islam felt like coming home to a place I had never been, but had always belonged. In 2008, I took my Shahada. I spoke those words, the declaration of faith, and I felt something shift inside me that I cannot describe to anyone who hasn't experienced it themselves. It wasn't just a religious moment. It wasn't just words leaving my mouth. It was a complete transformation, a homecoming of the soul, like I had been traveling my entire life through a desert, and I had finally found the oasis I didn't even know I was looking for. My family is still Jewish, every single one of them. I am the only one who took Shahada, the only one who found Islam. And I want to be completely honest with you. That isn't always easy. I love my family deeply, profoundly. I have 2 beautiful children, alhamdulillah, and a wonderful daughter-in-law and a precious grandbaby. My son married a Christian woman, a lovely, lovely lady, and together they're bringing their baby up with both faiths, with love and openness and respect. But here's what I've learned through this journey. Your connection with Allah, that's yours, only yours. No one can give it to you, and no one can take it away from you. You choose it, and it transforms you from the inside out, cell by cell, breath by breath. One of the most profound things I learned from Islam is what it teaches about unity. There really is no separation between the sincere lovers of God. My sheikh used to say something that has never left my heart. He would say, if the Jews, Muslims, and Christians truly knew their religion, knew it deeply and completely, there would only be one religion, the religion of unity, the religion of love. When I first heard those words, I wept. I wept because that was exactly what my heart had been searching for all along. Not division, not one truth fighting against another, not walls between believers, but the deep understanding that every sincere soul reaching toward God is reaching toward the same divine light, just from different directions, different paths up the same mountain. That's why I love Islam so deeply, so completely, because it doesn't reject the others. It embraces all of the religions, all of the sincere lovers of God throughout history. It honors Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all the messengers. It says that Allah sent guidance to all people in all times, in all places. How could I not love a faith that holds space for so many hearts, so many paths, so many ways of reaching toward the divine? And then there's Ramadan. Oh, Ramadan. I absolutely love this blessed month. There's a depth that opens during Ramadan that's almost impossible to access any other time of year. When you're fasting, when you break your fast together at iftar, when you're praying salat shoulder to shoulder with your community, something very, very special happens. It's like you're all going on the same spiritual journey together. Everyone around you is walking the same path, breathing the same breath, longing for the same connection with Allah. I'll be honest with you, I'm not always consistent with my 5 daily prayers. I wish I could say I was perfect, but I'm not. But when I do pray consistently, when I truly surrender in salat, I feel something very, very deep and special in my heart. That feeling, that connection, that peace that surpasses all understanding. That's why I pray. Not out of obligation, but out of pure love. My spiritual journey eventually led me into healing work. I studied prophetic medicine through a spiritual healing community in California. I also took extensive classes in Chinese medicine, learning how different traditions approach wellness and wholeness. I wanted to understand how to bring the whole thing together, body, mind, and spirit, to help people find complete healing. Today, I work as a spiritual healer, coach, and mentor. The beautiful thing is, the people I work with don't all share my faith. Some don't believe in God at all. But healing doesn't require shared religion. It requires openness, willingness, and love. So I speak to people through universal qualities, through what we call al-Asma al-Husna, the beautiful names of Allah. I talk about love, peace, mercy, compassion, forgiveness. Even if they don't believe in what we call Allah, they can still receive these qualities. They still have a way to receive healing, to find peace, to connect with something greater than themselves. My goal is always to help people connect to Allah, however they can, wherever they are on their journey, because in the end, that's what this whole life is about. Following the deepest calling of your heart, all the way to the truth that's been waiting for you since before you were born. Islam didn't take me away from my family or my roots or my past. It brought me home to Allah. It gave me the missing piece I had been searching for my entire life. And for that gift, for that blessing, for that incredible mercy, I am grateful every single day of my life. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.